Breathing and eating through one throat. Imagine you're an engineer designing a new model of human. You get the blueprint of the head, and you see the channel for air and the channel for food cross in one place. How would you react? Any sane engineer would shout, "Who designed this? This is a death trap." But evolution doesn't listen to engineers. Evolution is a ruthless tinkerer. It takes an old design, slaps on new functions, and if it works even halfway, it stays. That's how it happened with us. The trachea and the esophagus share a common entrance in the pharynx, and now, humanity walks around with a design defect that kills thousands every year. Why do we risk choking? In most mammals, the larynx is positioned higher. This means they can eat and breathe at the same time. A kitten can suckle milk and still breathe through its nose, and no one is coughing until they turn blue. But humans are different. At some point in our evolution, the larynx dropped lower, and that's when it all began. It ruined safe swallowing, but gave us an invaluable bonus: speech. The lower the larynx, the larger the resonating chamber in the mouth and throat. We began to produce an incredible variety of sounds: a, o, sh, r, even zh, which sometimes breaks foreigners' brains. No ape, not even chimpanzees, can do this. Their larynx is too high. Their sounds too limited. So for the right to speak, we paid with safety. Humanity gained language, but along with it, the eternal threat of choking on food. The price of speech, and this is no small matter. Every year in the US alone, about 5,000 people die from choking on food. A statistic that looks especially absurd. Humans conquered space, but still die from a piece of steak or a grape. Each of us has felt it. Swallowing in a hurry, food goes the wrong way, and suddenly the body convulses and coughs, fighting to survive. Those who invented the Heimlich maneuver are literally saving humanity from its own anatomy. Dogs, cats, or horses don't have these problems. No one performs the Heimlich on a cow. It simply doesn't need it. The palate. Another engineering puzzle. Things get even stranger when we remember the palate. In humans, it is hard, a bony partition separating the oral cavity from the nasal cavity. On the surface, a clever idea. We can chew and breathe through the nose at the same time. But here's the trick. All these floors still converge in the pharynx, and that's where the crossing happens. The problem didn't disappear. It just moved deeper. For contrast, look at crocodiles. They don't have a palate, or it is built completely differently. And you know what? They swallow prey whole, bones and all, without risking suffocation. They don't fear that a piece of antelope will go the wrong way. Now imagine a human without a palate. We could literally reach the inside of our nose with our tongue. A bizarre picture, of course, but technically possible. Teenagers might even compete in speed at it. But for us, the palate is important. It helps articulate sounds clearly and gives the tongue support for speech. Without it, language would be much more primitive. So evolution made the choice again. Better to have speech and risk it than to be silent and safe. Childhood and the larynx. Interestingly, infants are protected from this flaw for a time. Their larynx is positioned higher than in adults. A baby can nurse at the breast and breathe through its nose at the same time without any risk of choking. But as they grow, the larynx descends, and with the ability to speak comes danger. So we literally buy language as we grow. And that purchase comes with a hidden cost. The risk of suffocation follows us all our lives. Side effects. This throat structure brings us a few more pleasant bonuses. Sleep apnea. The soft palate and tongue can block the airways during sleep. A person wakes up from their own suffocation. Sinusitis. Infections from the nose easily spread into the mouth, and vice versa. Coughing fits because even the tiniest crumb can go astray. And other animal coughs over dinner as often as humans. A bit of dark humor. Philosophers say language made us human. Doctors add, and language also made us potential suicides in the kitchen. There is nothing more tragicomic than death from a hot dog on Independence Day. Imagine an epitaph: survived plague, war, and 3 marriages, but couldn't survive a sausage. What if? Let's imagine an alternative. Evolution gives us a separate channel for food, a separate one for air. No crossings, no risks. Then we could talk and chew at the same time without gambling with our lives. Sounds wonderful, but likely we would never have gained such a rich set of sounds, and thus no complex language. Without language, there would be no civilization, no science, no culture. Perhaps we would still be running with sticks across the savannah, never suspecting we could launch rockets.